Hi everyone, Sanjna here. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. Now for today's video, I wanted to share with you the 25 lessons that I've learned by the age of 25. I'm currently 25 and I'll be turning 26 in January. So I thought I would just sit down, share with you some of the learnings that I took away from this year, being 2020, some of the COVID sort of lessons that I've taken away as well. And you may recall that I did a similar video like this last year where I talked about the 24 lessons that I learned by the age of 24. So if you do want to see that, I will link it down below. But yeah, for today's video, I'm just going to share with you the 25 top lessons that I've learned this year. And I've actually got one extra bonus lesson, which I will include at the end of this video. So be sure to stay tuned for that because I think that's like one of the biggest lessons that I definitely did learn. So if you are interested, then please keep watching. And if you haven't already, then please do subscribe to my channel down below. And let's just get started on today's video. Now, the first lesson that I want to start off with is that we, during COVID, have had the most time in our lives that we have ever had before. A lot of us are working from home. We don't need to, travel to work and travel back home. So we're saving a few hours a day. I know definitely for me, I'm saving about 3 hours a day of travel time. And especially for Sundays as well, you don't get the Monday blues. So you're able to sort of maximize your weekends as well. So I think we definitely have a lot more time than we've ever had before in our lives to do whatever it is that we like. Either, spend more time with family, start, a hobby, start a business, or starting anything at all. I think now is the perfect time to do it because I feel like we're never gonna really get this time back with things starting to open up. So yeah, definitely taking advantage of the time that we have currently, or even in any situation, taking advantage of the time that we've got at present, because you just never know if you're gonna get the time later down the track. Number 2, now it is okay to let go of relationships or friendships that actually don't provide value to you in your life. Now, if you're feeling like you're constantly putting so much into a relationship or a friendship and you're really not getting much in return, no response, and you're not getting that same warmth that you're putting in, then I feel like it's a one-way street. So what I've definitely learned, even in my friend circle as well, that people who don't put in time to really, want to meet up, who don't show initiative or, don't really want to even organize plans to meet up, I feel like, I was always constantly being that one to, catch up and do everything. If I'm not getting that response in return, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to even try anymore. So yeah, that's definitely something I have learned this year because I felt like I always was putting so much into my relationships, and at the end of the day, I'm the one that's going to get hurt and I'm the one that's losing my time as well. Number 3, you should genuinely do things in life that make you happy and feeling positive. I feel like a lot of us spend a lot of time on the smaller things in life which really add no value to your happiness. So I feel like investing in things that actually make you happy, doing things for yourself is definitely something that you should really, really do. Having little arguments, bickering here and there, negativity, comments, things like that, I feel like you should really not get yourself involved in. If there's something that isn't making you happy, then I feel like you should just let go of it and move on to something that can be a little bit more productive and make you a little bit more of a happier person. Number 4, now this is a major one for me. I know I've said this a lot on my channel before, but I feel like for me, what I've definitely learned is that my 9-to-5 corporate job is not my life. My life should never revolve around my 9-to-5 corporate job. I feel like there is so much more to life than, working for someone else. I feel like there should definitely be a work-life balance, and my job should not dictate what I do outside of work as well. So I definitely do not want to make work my priority. I definitely have made that clear to myself. It's definitely a priority in terms of, me doing the set hours that I'm meant to do, but going above and beyond on a frequent basis for little return, I feel like is not something that I want to really invest my time in, and I don't want my 9-to-5 to, dictate other aspects of my life as well. Number 5 is valuing my own personal time. Now, as you guys all know, I work a 9 to 5 job, and then I've got YouTube on the side. And as it is, I don't actually have much time to do everything, that's on my to-do list. So for me, valuing my time is very important so that I'm able to do everything that I want to do. So I can give you an example of this. So I recently did a photo shoot. I was asked to be in this photo shoot, I think maybe 3 months ago, and it finally happened. And when I went there, it was really not a good use of my time. A lot of time wasting, sitting around, just waiting. And that essentially took up the whole day for me, and I wasn't able to do anything else. I feel like for me, just needing to reassess and really sort of figure out the things that I take up, the opportunities that I take up, as to whether they're actually providing value to me or not, and whether it's a good use of my time, just because I have very limited time to begin with. So yeah, definitely thinking things through and seeing, what are the pros, what are the cons, and will this actually benefit me and provide value to me as well. Number 6 is, no matter how much you want to help someone, provide advice, provide that support. If that person is still sort of, set in their ways and they don't want to change and they haven't changed in a while, then whatever you're going to say or do is really not going to change the way that that person is sort of living their life or doing day-to-day activities. They're not going to change their way of thinking, regardless of anyone who tells them, that they should be doing such and such instead of, something else. So I think I've spent a lot of time, sitting with a lot of close friends and family and trying to sort of help them in their situation and providing them with advice and support. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to start feeling sorry for anyone if things actually don't go to plan, because a lot of people just make excuses for things and complain and really don't want to do anything about it. So I'm not going to get too caught up in that, and I've recently been doing that, just trying to sort of, take a step back and not be too involved or invested in someone else's life. So again, comes down to, valuing your time. Definitely have realized this year, where some people will like me and some people will don't, and that is completely fine. I'm not here to sort of please everyone. I'm not here to be in everyone's good books. I get it, everyone's got different opinions, different thoughts, and I can't be sitting here trying to make everyone happy. I think having a good mix of people that hate you and people that like you, I think is a good balance, and that's how it should be. Some of the comments that I get under my videos as well, even though it's very rare, some of the negative comments that may pop up under my videos, it just goes to show that they don't like me. But given that 99% of the people do love what I do and do support me, I think is more of a reflection on them rather than me, especially with some of the very negative comments that I do get. I think it just shows a lot more about them as they are as people, and how they are as people. I feel like they're just quite sad people, and they're obviously sitting there behind a computer because that's how they feel the safest, and they feel they can target anyone. But if they were to speak to me face to face, then I feel like it would be a completely different situation. But yeah, just understanding that I'm not here to sort of please everyone, and that's fine. A lot of people aren't going to like what I do, and that is totally fine. I am not here to make everyone happy. So yeah, definitely keeping that in mind. Number 8. Now, this one is something which I feel like I've done really, really well this year. If there's something that I don't like and I'm not really happy with, I feel like I've taken the next steps and the ownership to actually do something about it and make a change. So for example, a lot of people who sit there and they say that, oh, I need to work out, I'm not in the greatest shape, I'm not the most healthiest person, and I'm gaining weight, etc., etc. I feel like there are a lot of people out there who sit there and complain and really don't do anything about it. I feel like that just comes down to the person and how they are as a person. If they're not willing to take ownership of their own lives, then that's completely up to them. But for me, if I'm not happy about something, I definitely want to be able to have control and change it and make it the way that I want it to be. Number 9, you do not owe anyone an explanation. You are free to do everything on your own terms. You can come and go as you please, and you should not feel that you need to sort of justify every sort of movement or every sort of action in your life. I feel like once that starts happening, when you start feeling that way, I feel like that's not a healthy environment. I think just being confident with yourself and making those decisions to make sure that you're not really, justifying yourself or owing an explanation to anyone else, I think is very important. Number 10, you should do what you think is right for you. Only you as a person would know what your wants are, what your needs are, and what the right sort of next step in life would be for you. And no one else will know that better than yourself. So I think keeping true to yourself and, keeping yourself in check all the time is definitely very important. For example, for me, I always had on my mind that I wanted to move out of home, and I finally did it, just because I thought it would be the best decision for me, and it definitely has, and I do not regret it one single bit. I know initially it was very hard, but at the end of the day, I knew that this is what I wanted to do, and it definitely has worked out for the better for me. Number 11, what you put in is what you get out. I think this is very obvious. If you're not going to put in the effort, the time, you're not going to be invested in something, then you're really not going to get anything in return. This is for everything, I feel like. If you're not going to put in the hard yards to become healthy and fit, if you're not going to put in the hard yards to maybe pick up a course, learn something, start a business, then it's not going to ever happen. You only get what you put in, otherwise nothing's going to come of it. Number 12, time is your biggest asset. I think this is literally at the forefront of all of these 25 lessons. I have very limited time. I want to get a lot done. And I think doing everything that you can possibly now will definitely help you later down the track in the future. Number 13 is to not let negative comments affect me. I know I've touched on this a little bit before. So I think this is something that is a reflection on the other person as opposed to yourself. This shows more about how they are, being that side person that they are, typing away behind a computer and putting someone else down, whereas they should actually take a look at themselves and see where they currently are in their life. And I'm pretty sure they won't be happy, and they're quite sad about, what they're doing in their lives, but they won't do anything about it. So they find enjoyment and they think they are on top of the world when they sort of type up that negative comment and go out of their way to show someone else some negativity. So I think, for me, it's not even a big deal anymore because I feel like I've overcome that and it's really not worth my time. I remember I used to be sitting there responding to negative comments with these essays, but is that a good use of my time? No. Is it providing me with any value? No. And I don't want to give that negative person any attention, so just going to leave it and ignore it. So that's definitely something I've really been big on. Number 14 is to maintain a work-life balance. Now, what I mean by work, obviously my 9 to 5, but also not burning myself out after work as well. Focusing on YouTube and, constantly churning out videos, planning content and getting really sort of absorbed in that sort of field because it can get very tiring. You can burn out. It's not healthy. You don't want to forget about, maintaining, a healthy lifestyle, healthy eating and, working out, etc., etc. So I think for me, just taking that pause, taking that relaxation time and really taking it seriously. So as you guys know, I recently I was meant to go to South Australia on a holiday and that got cancelled because of COVID. And for me, I just needed to get away and just, unwind. So my friend and I stayed in the city for 2 nights, which was really, really lovely. If you haven't seen that video, I did vlog the entire 2 days of Sydney City. So if you are interested, then you can definitely check it out. I'll leave it up here for you guys. It's a vlog in Sydney City and that's on my second channel, BYSANJNA. So check out that. I think taking some time for yourself to unwind and really just stop, relax and just reflect on what you're doing and whether it's, affecting you mentally, physically or emotionally. Number 15, this sort of ties up with the previous one. This is making sure your health, my posture, my skin and my knees are in check because I feel like I've somewhat improved that this year. I did definitely take more ownership and more sort of accountability for everything, with my body and making sure that I was healthy and fit. And I've done all the tests and everything required. So I'm seeing a physio, I'm seeing a chiropractor, I'm seeing all of those sort of things. And I have noticed an improvement, which I'm really, really happy about. So this is something that I just really want to sort of maintain for next year as well. Number 16 is making sure that I have multiple streams of income, multiple streams of passive income, in fact. So I know that, my work is not stable. I could lose my job at any point of time. I know a lot of people have lost their jobs during COVID as well. So your job is not secure. I think it's very important for everyone, in fact, to have a secondary or third, fourth influx of income as well. So this could be, investing into shares, property, flipping, YouTube, anything at all, having just passive income on the side, which you can sort of, you don't need to really rely on, but if you ever did, then, it would be there to support you, and you don't have that mental strain, mental burden, pressure on you that your sole income is your sole income, and if you lose that, then you're basically screwed. So I think making sure you have multiple streams of income, I think is very, very important. I've been working on that a lot this year, and I know I definitely will next year as well. Number 17, surrounding yourself with positive, happy, like-minded people who are always going to support you and really sort of help you grow as a person as well. Because as they say, you are the average of the 5 people around you. And I think this is so true, because lately my friend circle has somewhat changed, and I am surrounding myself with really sort of ambitious, very, very strong-willed people who are running businesses, and they have been really igniting the sort of fire within me to start my own, and really sort of pushing me and showing me what's possible. And because if we're all talking and we're all talking about, how to grow, then obviously that does rub off on you as well. Instead of anyone that's, maybe not doing so well, or is always negative or sad, or really doesn't have anything positive to say, I feel like those are the people that that can bring you down, and you don't want to surround yourself with those kind of people. Number 18, no one is ever too busy in their life. Literally, like, this excuse I'm so over and done with, because no one is busy. It's just a matter of prioritizing things in your life. You can really achieve anything you want. It's just a matter of putting it up higher on your to-do list or your priority list. You want to start a business, you want to maybe read that book, you want to go for a walk. Everyone's got time to do that. Wake up earlier in the morning, go later after work, go during your lunch break. Like, saying that you don't have time is such a lame excuse. I think everyone is responsible for themselves. You need to pull up your socks and really just make it a priority, otherwise you will never get anything done. So everyone definitely does have time, and as I said, we've got more time in this time than we've ever had before, so take advantage of it. Number 19 is spend time with family and friends. Call your mum more, call your dad more, catch up with your siblings, and just enjoy spending time with family. I think is very, very important. And obviously me having moved out of home recently, I don't see my family as often, even though I do go back almost every 2 weeks. I still feel like, that's still not enough. So always try to stay connected with the family. I think it's such a beautiful thing, and, just sharing the love and support. And I think family time is just very, very important. Number 20, you are on your own path and your path only. You're never in competition with anyone else except for yourself. I think it's very easy to sort of, start comparing yourself with others that may, start a business or in the same field as you, and compare yourself and sort of track where they are and then track where you are in life as well. I don't think this is the best way to go about it. I think everyone should be competing with themselves and just trying to sort of push themselves a little bit each day, further and further. And I think that's the healthier way to approach it, because you will always be so caught up in trying to do better than someone else, you'll potentially forget about where you're headed, your goals and your values, etc. So I think just competing with yourself is the best possible way to succeed in life. Number 21, I think it's very important to not sit there and dwell on what could have been. I think it's important to think about, the present and what is currently happening, and how you can make the necessary changes to, take it from here and move on. So I think it's just very important to make sure you sort of don't think about, what the opportunity cost could have been if you did choose that second or third option. You've chosen an option, so stick with it, run with it. And then if that doesn't work out, you know that you can move on to your second or third option. So I think not dwelling on any of the negatives and just sticking to what you currently know and what you're working on, I think is very important. Number 22, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I think everyone should make an attempt to water their own grass and not think about anyone else, not think about what could be or what things look like for another person. I think you should just solely focus on yourself and look at improving and growing yourself as a person, because honestly, people think that the grass is greener on the other side and sometimes it's really not. And yeah, I think just focus on yourself, be determined, and not really focus about what anyone or anything is doing. Number 23, try new things. You never know what you might like if you don't try it. So that could be, trying new food, trying a hobby, trying a new sport, anything at all. I feel like is so important if you want to grow and develop as a person and to really step out of your comfort zone and your little bubble. So I think trying new things, I always tell everyone, like try, because you will never know if you like something or not. And that I feel like is the most saddest thing in life, because you might not know that you might have this skill, this hidden talent. If you don't try it and don't go out there, you will never know. So definitely try more things. Number 24, don't dwell on the past, focus on the future. The past is the past, and it's the past for a reason. You need to look forward and think about what it is that you want to do, focus on the future, focus on happiness, set goals. You can use the past as a bit of a reflection, but don't dwell on them. It's fine, it's done, it's happened. Don't waste your time. You don't have time to begin with, so don't waste it and don't think about what's already happened. Move on and just forget about it, because that will make you ultimately a happier and more successful person. Number 25 is to have a growth and abundance mindset. I think this is so important. I know Gary Vee always talks about this a lot. People who are very closed-minded, people who are very sort of, stuck in their little bubble and don't really like taking in advice. I think other people that really struggle in life, I think you need to be open to ideas. You need to be open to different things, trying new things, and really sort of thinking about it in a way that, oh, I can do this thing because it will help me, grow personally, professionally, and you just need to be out there, open, and just accept challenges. Try, guys, I literally cannot say this enough, because I feel like this is very important, to be open-minded. Don't be closed-minded. Think outside the box kind of thing, and appreciate things. You don't need to be negative or anything like that. Think about why people do certain things. I think this is a really, really big and very important one. Now, moving on to the last one, which is my favorite. 25 was the last one, but this is the bonus lesson that I want to share with you guys. And this one is, if you want to be like the 1% in life, then don't do what the 99% of people do. I think this is just like crazy. It just gets me. It's like, pff. Basically what this means is, if you're expecting to be that 1%, that top of the range, those, very limited people in life that are succeeding, doing well, etc., then don't do what 99% of the people are doing. Don't do ordinary things. Do things which are extraordinary, out of the box, out of your comfort zone, out of this world. So I think that's very, very important. So those are the top 25 or the 26 lessons that I wanted to share with you guys that I've definitely learned this year, and I really want to sort of ingrain this and really sort of manifest this for next year as well. I'm going to be turning 26 very soon, so I do want to make sure that I'm doing all of these things on top of the new lessons that I will learn and pick up next year. So I hope you guys really found this informative and found some sort of inspiration, and really sort of, got you fired up in thinking about what your future goals could look like for 2021. I know this year has been a very, very sort of low, sad year, and everyone's just been in a bit of a slump, and it's just not been the greatest year. So I think thinking about some of the lessons that you can take from this and what you can learn from this year, I think will really put you ahead of a lot of people next year as well. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe down below. And also don't forget to follow me on my Instagram as well. It's Success by Sanjna. I'll leave it in the description box as well. So I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks, guys.